Kartel lawyer wants protection for sick prisoners. A very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the People's Forum of Industries with Big Stone. Today we're going to talk about prisoners who are of low health, which means they have other underlying ailments, and which might be more susceptible to the coronavirus. And we're looking at what some of the attorneys at laws are saying. So let's go to the news and find out what's happening. Queen's Counsel Valerie Nita Robertson said that while she is not in support of the temporary release of prisoners who are more susceptible to catch COVID-19, she is suggesting that the relevant authorities place them in isolation to prevent them from being contaminated. Robertson, one of the senior attorneys for Adidja Vybz Kartel Palmer, says she's not only extremely concerned about him, but is worried about other inmates who may have underlying health issues. I'm very concerned about him and other inmates who have medical conditions, and I don't believe the authorities are dealing with it appropriately because we have too many instances where there are these types of outbreaks and they don't do what they need to do. I would think they could even place them on a hospital ward and isolate them and take extra precautions, she said. Kartel is currently serving a life sentence for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. Since his incarceration, he has made a few trips to the hospital for treatment. Recently, Stand Up Jamaica, headed by Carla Golata, along with a number of human rights organizations and individuals, have been calling on the government to mitigate the spread of the virus. Among other things, they recommended the temporary release of at-risk inmates, including those who are 60 and older, those with weakened immune systems, and persons with chronic illnesses including heart disease and diabetes. Nita Robertson emphasized that tighter measures may be put in place to prevent the virus from reaching the prison, considering that warders have to constantly enter and exit the cells in order to carry out their duties. I'm assuming visits have been stopped now, but food is still coming in, and the virus can live on plastic for hours, and they can't spray the food. So I really don't know what they're going to do, but something needs to be done, she said. Jamaica now has 26 confirmed cases of the COVID-19. Prime Minister Andrew Onis says the country is now rapidly approaching community spread phase, where an escalation in the number of cases is expected. Wow, that's not good news. That means we have to be careful we do not have our prisoners contaminated. Because as it is, I have seen in some of these lockups when there are more than 10 times the amount of prisoners crammed packed in a small area where contact is a must. Most of the cells are only made to house 10 people, and you have as much as 15, 20, 25 people jammed in a spot where 10 people are supposed to be. How does one contain the virus? Jamaica's system, as you know, is poorly treated and maintained, so germs can easily float from one cell to another, and pretty soon we have the entire prison population with the virus. I know some of you who don't really care about others, and especially people who are locked behind bars. Some people are saying that make these people stay there and suffer, but we have to remember that these are human beings we're talking about. And no, yes, they have been tried and convicted for some hideous crimes, But we must remember that we are human beings. We are not like them. We do not think the way they do. And we must treat them also as our fellow Jamaican citizens. So I'm imploring on the government to make sure that they make the necessary changes. I think prisoners who have been in prison for quite some time and they are over the age of a certain age and they won't be able to do anything wrong for the rest of their life. They are that sick. Let out these prisoners and let them die with some dignity instead of crammed packed in a cell and just probably suffocate to death. Think about these things, Honorable Minister Chang, and see how best you can work this situation out. Thank you all for listening, and I do hope you can have a safe day. Thank you.